Welcome to Sky Sport Next, our new initiative supporting grassroots sport and rising talent across New Zealand. We're proud to be investing in Sky Sport Next to give over 50 sports a chance to be seen and to grow.
Touch New Zealand's coverage of the Premier Touch League is brought to you by SAS Sport and One Foundation. It's the Premier Touch League.
Kia ora everyone and welcome back to Game 5 in the Women's Arena. We've got Manukau Raiders v Metro. And Metro starting here with a tap-off. I'm joined in the commentary box with my good old mate Liana. So it'd be interesting for us to have a good nose at these girls out here today, Lee.
Yeah, all of our personal opinions, probably too much. But these two teams coming off a loss earlier this morning in their first games. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out with a different type of game plan for their second chance today.
Metro, they're looking to attack again with the sequence play they started off in the first round with that great passive line that they scored in the touchdown of the first game this morning, Lee. But Raiders up defensively to the task on that one.
Yeah, Jessma coming up and sort of destroying that play early on. Look at her, she's hungry off the line, encouraging her teammate Savannah to get up off the line with her. It's really stopping that flow for Metro, but they'll bring it back. Still got plenty of touches up their sleeve. Highland Potts, she's the captain today for this Metro side, so she'll be looking to add something early on with a pick. Just needing some runners to work off that. I think she could have probably cut back there, the number 18, Edmonds.
Taking a short side there, Potts is, and trying to look for either Latcher and Edmonds, and again, Vic Pony holding her line there.
A good touch again from Jessma, opting to go the other way. You can see Potts really eager early on to get her hands on the ball and create something attack-wise, and she's going to have to, with a few of the Metro girls missing this weekend, she's going to have to step up if she wants some points on the board for her team.
Not the best of starts there with the transition for the Manukau Raiders team. Just a drop ball there. A small basic error that they won't be happy about. You've got nice Ash lifting in that link channel and assisting her middles.
So we have Lydia Quidley there with the ball, working really hard with Cody Tote, who's is currently in the Touch Blacks mixed squad.
And Lydia as well, not too far off. She was big on the touch, and I think she must have played something else last season, but good to see her back here running in the touch environment.
Some good footwork by Cody, just trying to in and away. And I can see number 13 there, Jazz Smith. She's pushing herself into the middle. I hope she gets involved soon because she had a really a good round 2 of the PTL the last time we were here in Christchurch.
Yeah, she did. She's just very elusive and just plays what's in front of her. So Jazz is great. And again, like that, gets up nice and aggressive on defence. She's just looking for work.
So the Raiders will look to transition. They're going straight to their box. I want some fresh legs on because these 6 have defended 2 full sets now. Savannah taking that drive forward. We've got the likes of Calais coming in. We've got a sideline call here.
Would either be foot out, or maybe, no, it wouldn't be 7 on. So one of the Raiders players have taken the ball out of the field, which is probably not what you want to do when the field... And then you get a turnover there, so a little bit of...
Just not being aware of where they were, and then the mistake early on from Metro. So a bit of a messy start for this women's match. Only a few minutes in, but Raiders are down the right end of the field where they like to be, and they've got Taya Antonovic in there, which is the cool calming head. You can see her directing, wanting Vic to go around.
Chloe there on the sweep.
Yeah, Chloe. Jazz Smith, lovely physical touch, getting up nice and high, making it 10 metres off the line.
And Manukau Raiders could have probably run a second phase off there. They're playing in one phases, and if they get touched, then they reset for another. I'd like to see them drop again and go into seconds. Something similar than that, but a lot more quicker.
That whole defensive win there for Metro was started by Jazz Smith, I believe. She was really aggressive, got the touch 10 metres off the line, and because of that, her Metro teammates followed her on. So a good win for them, and they're going to transition early with Molly Talagoa coming across to the sub box. Lydia taking that touch, and a lovely aggressive touch
Nice lift there by Kalei. Again, she's doing some work in that middle. Normally we see her in the link channel, Lee, but today she's been asked to step up in that middle and just bring some defensive energy in for this Manukau Raiders side.
And I hope that continues for the game. You know, from the earlier match, they lacked a bit of energy, and I think if they can find that in the orange zone, then that's going to hold them in good stead later on down the attack end.
They look to spread a little bit there. Chloe in that link. Play in at half. Allison with the wraparound. Yep, and that was forward.
Maybe just, you can't say it's nerves because it is their second match, so it's just poor communication and maybe just, you know, like earlier in the matches it was windy down there and losing energy early is, so maybe trying to not be too expansive early on, just keep it nice and simple and drive.
And it's making sure we communicate with those. Alison's very young, so we could have communicated that she just drive in that one and don't worry about that extra check off.
That was some good driving work from the 15 Reese Anderson for Metro.
Yeah, she had a nice first game too as well. Lee, if there were some stand-up performers in that Metro side for the game one, even though they went down, she was a big standout in that arena.
That was a nice idea from Lydia, but with these conditions and the wind is going from left to right, you don't want to be passing those balls. It's just going to, project it forward.
Yeah. So Manukau Raiders here look to, again, execute their transition and tidy that one up from the last one with someone stepping out of the field.
So this is better, just keeping it basic, getting fresh legs on.
Good, and that's Jazz again, Lee? Again, she's coming up nice and high and just creating havoc in that middle channel.
Yeah, she does that so well, but she needs her teammates to take those cues from her. If they leave her hanging out there early, it's going to create huge gates. So I hope they pick up on the amount of work she's doing and contribute as well.
Yeah, most definitely. Jess won't be too happy with that finish. I think she had the numbers and it was just the accuracy of the pass and the line running of her outside men.
I think a lot of the stuff with the Raiders today too is possibly just trying to force things unnecessarily. So they're going to have an opportunity here to have a full set of 6 on their attack line, and they should be able to score off this. You know, they've got some key players in there. Savannah's going to take it forward with Jess. Both have got speed to burn. A nice little quickie play.
And Jazz again up to the task. Yeah, and that was good defensive pressure by Vic, who created that turnover for the Raiders to have an opportunity here. She'll slide in.
Good little touch. She's doing a mountain of work, and the reason she can get away with it is because they make the touch past the 5, so they don't have to get 2 feet on the line. If they're making it past that 5 metre line, they just have to be, one step ahead. It's giving themselves plenty of advantage defensively, so that's a good touch by Cody.
Oh, I think they were just wishing and hoping with that pass out there, Lee. Again, Taya setting the tempo for this Manukau Raiders. She's been doing that all day for this Manukau Raiders team and really taking in this experienced role that she's trying to get her team up and energised.
Yeah, and so I'm glad that the Metro team have come out with a bit of fire in the second match, because they would have probably been a little bit shocked in that first match earlier on against Te Waiponamu. You can see the number 8 there, Edmonds Lagahitau, directing the play. Again, just, the chat in the box should really be about not really forcing those long balls, especially the left to right ones, because they're going to travel forward every time.
And those two sisters working together there in the field, so nice little combination that they'll have as well. Taya looking to go forward for the Manukau Raiders side. Kalei here feeding off, and that's a nice little extra check.
Yeah, I'd like to see the transition. These players coming out of the box for the Raiders need to inject some energy. So Colossi have got the ball there.
Give it back.
Got to the side of her man. Clevel's going to have a beautiful drive, and Colossi, all she needs to do is pick and go.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably lucky to get away with it. Definitely offside. I think she took about 3 steps back and that was it. But that's what I want to see from the Raiders. Just a nice clean dump. Colossi with a pick.
And that's their transition players based around that simple plays at the back end as well, Lee. So, and once obviously getting them onside was a little bit rough in those conditions, but they'll eventually pay off in the back end of the game.
Yeah, that's right. It's you don't have to win it in the first 5 minutes, and if they can just keep their sets of 6 end to end, eventually it would tire this Metro side.
Yeah.
This is lovely by Lisa.
Oh, good girl, Lisa.
And she's had a cracker of a day.
She's been awesome.
The earlier match this morning, not probably known for her picks at this level, possibly at her schoolgirl level with St. Kent's, but today she's been all over it, and you haven't really seen her much out there. I don't know if she's carrying an injury and just coming on when needed, but
Yeah.
that was when she was needed, definitely.
And she's just picking her moments as well, Lee. So she's utilised a lot to either set up a scoop drive for Jamie or Taya in the back end, and then she's switched into that dummy half line where she just picks and goes anyway. So she's taken her moments, and everything that she's picked is really played off for her today.
So here we go. These two ladies, it works so well. They're really young too, Jazz
Oh, great.
Smith and Potts. And look at Ash. She's up there stopping that easy pass off to Cody.
And it just makes the attacking team have to go and find somewhere else or change their point of attack there.
This is much better because look at that. They've made the touch 10 metres out, so they don't have to hit the touchdown line. And this is what we weren't seeing earlier on. So they're almost pushing them back to 20 metres off the line now. We picked from Cody. They're going to test the waters, but you're going up against two of the speedsters in that side with Jessma and Savannah there.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to choose the right line or be faster than them.
And I would have liked to see Ash come under a little bit more. There was a latching line available for Jazz Smith, and she didn't cut into that. But if she would have, it would have caught Ash napping in that link channel. So as much as those middles are getting over, our outsides also need to get up and under as well. Here comes Taya. She'll look to drive here for Chloe.
She made a good 10 metres out of that box just with injecting that energy. Chloe with the dump, and Taya's going to have the pick. And it's a bit of a shame there because she was running for so long. Although both Raiders players cut, there was no sort of footwork early before that, and so it made it quite readable.
Yep. We talk about it a lot, Lee, and it's just working off the ball before the ball's even in your hands or you're expected to be the receiver of a ball. There is a mountain of work that you can do defense to make your defense shuffle as well.
Yeah, that's right. But Metro are going to have their chance to drive forward there with Edmonds. Oh, that's a lovely little pick getting on the inside shoulder of Taya Antonovic. She's looking for a receiver, but good mirrors. Who's going to receive that? They need to outrun. This is great scramble D by the Raiders and a 6-touch call.
It was lucky there. Taya went up and made the touch, and Calais should have been under to help and assist her, but kind of said, "You're on your own, mate," and left it for a man-on situation. Taya turned around and thought, all right, and they had to go into scramble D mode. Lucky that it come off that in that time, but I think those two girls will go off and have a little bit of a chat in what happened in that defense policy breakdown.
And they did exactly what was needed. When those sorts of things happen, you have to go straight to mirrors or man on, and someone has to call it, and that's what they did and managed to save the touchdown. But here's Colosi here, trying to get on the outside. Again, I think just for Colosi, with whoever's going to be her strike dumper, making sure they get to the side and just opening up the middle for her. She sometimes tries to hunt, get around the player, when really it's just a straight through drive. She's one of the fastest players on the field.
And I think most definitely utilising someone like JJ in that arena, all you would need would be a positive strike dump player, and you put 90% of your money on her going through that all the time, and it is just the setup of that scoop for JJ.
And I guess credit to the Metro side because they're not letting them have the easy dump on that strike play. They know that the speed that Jamie has and that she's a picker, and they're making it difficult for the set dump.
Good lift up there by Lise. Unlucky to miss that touch, but great footwork there by number 11.
Yeah, Highland Potts. So she's really trying to get involved. Here we go, Cody coming into that middle realm now. A pick trying to go the inside. Probably just enough comms, really.
Yeah, and that was a great line from Jess, and then assisted again by JJ. Anything that come back into Jamie's channel, she was taken care of.
A good drive by Lisa Putt, but not really communicating and getting a dummy half there. So the downtime's a wee bit long, but they're still in the right half of the field, and Calais coming across. Good pick.
Sometimes they just need to run and run through the Metro team. And similar to the first game, they are only going back 3 steps to get onside. So you'll just continually run and ask the ref.
Yeah, we can actually, you can see from the drives from the Raiders side that they are catching the Metro team offside, and eventually the referee's going to call that. And it's just having the patience to persist with it, not trying to hunt down those touchdowns early on, because if this continues for the rest of the match, they are going to be able to go straight through the middle.
Savannah linking up here with Taya in the middle channel for the Raiders. They'll look to have a little bit of a waster. I would have been, good girl, Hannah. Full pass.
That was a really good read there from the Metro link player. getting up early and just putting that pressure on the pass. If she hadn't have done that, it would have been a clear 3-on-2 with a touchdown.
And even Savannah in that play just before, lucky not to get pulled up for an angle plant there. The referees have been keeping a big eye on being square at the ruck and forward off the ruck, and Savannah was clearly turned towards the sideline, so lucky to even get an option to have that pass off.
We've got Jazz Smith there, just lucky with the dump, almost reaching. It's a beautiful draw and pass. Can they finish? Again in the corner. Short Wilcox going for the ball, but a good covering.
Good touch there by Allison. Nice out there. She was a little bit stuck in the mud and in two minds whether to hit or get out, but she held it longer enough to get her link over to her sister in that touch, and she could fade out to her winger.
Again, with only just over 5 minutes to go in this half, I think Metro have done really well to hold out this Raiders side. So only a 1-point ball game currently.
Yeah, that they would be. I mean, the amount of experience still in this Manukau Raiders team v the Metro side. On paper, the experience is quite huge, but out there, when you've got someone like Jazz Smith that just is working, she just grinds and.
Oh, that's such a shame because, I mean, well done from Kolosi, but I could hear Jazz Smith screaming from our commentary box to save. And Kolosi just managing to get on the outside of her player, as you'll see in the replay here.
Late back in with the switchback. Jamie coming in with the peel, and she's just using her wheels here. Shows the ball, steps from her right, then onto her left, and then a sneaky little try in there. So good work from JJ.
Metro can just sort of hold the scoreline, or at least possibly even get one in it before the half. And then it'll give them some breathing room because they have got tired legs. They've only got the 5 subs in their sub box today, which is really tough when you're trying to compete at this level. So it's a good lift there, making the touch at link. Ashlyn.
Good comms there by Jess. You can hear her from here calling man. The ball manned up, and great pass there. So that looked like the pass was forward, but Metro received the penalty anyway. So for anyone that was thinking that should have just been a try or a play on it, the referee's call would have been a forward pass, so we give them a reset. Set of 6 on the line.
So Highland's going to organise her troops here. She's got a lot on her shoulders today, captaining the team.
Cookie here from Edmonds. Trying to get that link that's lifting up quite aggressively to make this touch. Highland and Imogen in the middle channel.
See Cody looking for it now.
Good there from Lisa. Cody played that really well. She made sure that they attacked this right side first before she stretched them on the link, on the left link side. Good touch here from Savannah.
Just possibly, especially with Cody, then possibly trying to run too much. Especially in those situations, I think it's better on that 5 line, maybe to bring it out a little bit more and set for that sort of second phase play rather than trying to go off the first dump every time.
Or even just straightening up that attack point, because it's quite lateral at the moment for this Metro side.
This is better transition from the players. Oh, what a shame.
Just as we were about to sing their praises there, Lee, they decided, no, let's turn around and do a D-set.
This will be an opportunity for Tony Lagahita, our coach of the Metro side, to put out some key attackers. They're going to have a full set of 6. So he's got Reese Anderson sitting at middle there with Highland Potts.
Imogen running in at half line, feeding Highland with the backdoor sweep play. Again, her footwork, she's nice and agile, Lee.
Yeah.
She's got a good natural eye for touch.
She's in good shape too. You know, I had her with the Youth World Cup. Possibly still finding her feet a bit there, and she came into her own at the back end of the tournament, but it's really good to see her here in a leadership role, just casually throwing a huge right to left pass. Like I said earlier, that was all sort of first phase, trying to chase the touchdown rather than just really setting for a good second phase play. So I'm sure Tony will be discussing that at half-time break.
And it's probably something we haven't seen a lot of, Lee. We've seen a lot of our women's teams here playing first phase touch. And if the first point of attack doesn't come off, then they're kind of looking around as if to say, well, what's next? We didn't score on that one, and where do we go? And we really need to drum in, especially in our women's arena, that we get 6 touches, and we can utilise all of those in face plays as well.
Yeah, that's right, and just sequencing it a bit more, and okay, we're going to attack this side of the field, but really setting up for something else on the opposite side. But again, it's all young players out there. There are a whole lot of touchbacks out there as well, but the combinations aren't the same as the usual club or usual province, so it does take a bit of time. But round 3 of the PTL, and you have seen big improvements from certain players.
Most definitely. Widley here on the wraparound. Jamie and Tamika. Great defence in that middle channel. Jamie getting nice and high, and Tamika almost being a pocket defender. So that's a penalty which allows Tamika to take the touch in at dummy half.
We've done a lot of defence in the last 5 minutes, this Raiders side, and Metro have had their opportunity. They've had 2 chances that they could have scored down there, but Raiders managing to hold them out. So these two are obviously a wee combo. They've got working Jess and Savannah.
Yep. Savannah a little bit guilty there of running away from her dummy half in that. But again, you don't want to limit her because she does so well in stealing those extra meters. And good listening there from Jess.
That's exactly what we were talking about earlier, like not trying to run around the player.
Yeah.
Just play through, bust through the line. She's clearly offside, and the referee's going to wait for you to make a decision with what you do with that. So Jess calling the shots here. She's just going to pick and run that straight line. Clearly offside.
Good. And that's half-time here in our Game 5 of the Women's Metro v Manukau Raiders. And we've got Manukau Raiders at 3 and Metro at 0 for the first half of this game. So, Lee, if you were toned down there, would you be pretty happy with that scoreline considering Game 1, that they walked away with 11-4 game scoreline v Te Waiponamu?
Yeah, I'd say you'd probably be happy with the first 15 minutes of that half. The last 5 minutes, they had clear opportunities to score, especially with the 2 repeat sets down their line and just sort of, like I said, chasing and hunting for that touchdown way too quickly, not being patient enough. But they've weathered quite a bit of the storm earlier on from the Raiders. So still improving definitely from that first match earlier on, but tidying up their attack is going to be key, and supporting the likes of Jazz Smith defensively. Like she's held them out and kept them going forward a lot of this match. So looking to support her before she gets those tired legs.
And over in our Manukau Raiders sub-box, Lance would probably, it's the 1%ers from the Manukau Raiders team. It's the little things like they're asking for penalties when they should be playing through. They're really flat, whereas if they get a little bit more depth, it allows them to have those extra checks that the Manukau Raiders, that's their style, and they're eliminating that from their game.
Yeah, absolutely right. I was just going to say a lot of the reasoning behind that the scoreline hasn't busted out further is their own errors, like passes not going to hand or balls not going to hand, just silly things in the ruck, communication out of that transition. It's more their own doing, not so much what the pressure from the other team. So possibly a communication thing before they come out of that box. Maybe there's a breakdown there, but like you said, I'm sure they're addressing that now in the halftime chat.
And I think if we can get them working, we talked about their Northern Strikers and a couple of rounds before that, and how they're working well together as a unit, and it almost looks like Manukau Raiders are working as individuals more so than a full unit defensive team.
Yeah, correct. I think they're all trying to do their job really well, but not really thinking about how that contributes to the game plan. And once they realise that themselves, and maybe they're going back and watching these sorts of things, they'll be able to chat about it. But I'd also like to see the referees are doing an awesome job. I think just continuing to keep that 5 metre gap large, let the play sort of expand a little, because I can clearly see the Raiders running through the middle. That's an option for them once the Metro team gets a bit tired. Like I said, they don't have as many team numbers down here in Christchurch this weekend, and so it's a struggle for them.
The Manukau Raiders look to start us off with the second half. We've got Jess Maha in the middle, assisted by Vic Puni. Ashlyn in that link area, and Savannah in that link channel as well. So hopefully they've got a starter play here, which it looks like they do. They're going to...
Well, they've got a wee combo there of Vic and Jess who know and play with each other in club and province. Savannah added. Jess is going to kick out. Quite a good option, but I think Savannah wasn't ready for that.
I don't think she was either. I didn't actually think Jess was going to take that lane, and when she did, I thought she had her, and she needed her wrapper to come around nice and early. Savannah
Back
was
involved again.
great, Jess.
That's beautiful. You know, testing one side of the field, and that's what we were talking about earlier, just changing up the sequence of play. But it's awesome to see Jess's confidence grow and her own ability. Like for so many years, you've got to push her to she kind of underestimates her own speed.
I
and
think
her own
that's all
vision.
it is she underestimates how really good that she is in. And she, we've had a trial and all that, and she's been ranked at number 1 by defensively strong, attack strong, and she's come into her own, especially through this PTL series.
Yeah, I mean, just in that one play, you've seen her speed, and then you've seen her ability to pass, and she's got a good long ball. So, yeah, happy to see that confidence come from her. So here we go, the Metro side coming.
Similar, looking for that passive play again. And get Chloe on, and good. That if the winger had cut back just a little bit there, I think they might have been in for money, because Taya was still looking after the strike dump in the middle arena.
That was a lovely passive play, and it was just needed the winger for Metro to really read what was happening. You know, she only had probably half a metre to work with. If she just had that little step back inside, they would have been on for all money. So pretty good play set up from Metro. Just the execution in the end. So we're going to see the early transition for the second half here from the Raiders.
Anderson and Edmonds in the middle defending for Metro. Imogen in that link channel as well. Jamie will look to feed off.
I probably held the ball way too long then. Like all they had a fourth and a fifth up their sleeve. And if Jamie could have got a good clean dump from Tamika right through the middle, that would have been an easy touchdown.
And again, just underutilising each other's strengths. I mean, when you've got Jamie in there, you don't want her on the ball. You know, Tamika should come in and demand, give me the ball and let me drive for you, and you finish off on the back end. It's almost, what are you good at? I'm going to let you be good at that.
Yeah, that's right. So we've got Molly Tangaloa here. Again, she was one of our Youth World Cup players, so it's good to see her back. She actually got injured over there, so she's worked hard to get herself back into good shape and be a part of this Metro women's side. So they're going to take that first dump through the middle in the 3-3 and have the backdoor link. So this is a good read and a good defensive pressure from the Metro side. Still not the energy.
Oh, yeah.
If I was the coach that I would be happy with.
I agree. And I think a lot of the time it is the energy lead that they're struggling with. Jess will go through here
Beautiful.
quite easily.
This is exactly
Clever enough to know that she's going to make contact with someone who's going to score a try.
This is exactly what we just talked about before. Is all you need if you've got that go forward is a good clean dump for your speedsters. She went through the middle, didn't bother stepping around. Unfortunately, couldn't latch up with any of her teammates. But with tiring legs from the Metro side, that's all you're going to need on the back end of the set.
Good lift. Good lift there from Lydia and at that link for Metro. And she read that quite early and was always going in. So good read from her, good girl. Garner on the back door. That's it. That's just changing the point of attack. Poor release pass there from Ash.
I think that was a well-needed aggressive touch from Lydia, because it really put pressure on Ashlyn to release the ball long and saved the Metro winger there, number 23, Clemis, from having to make some hard decisions and chase out.
Savannah and Jess here defending for the Monaco Raiders. And again, Jazz, she's...
Yeah, gets in behind.
Yeah, she's just looking for, where else can I go? What more work can I do? And it's as a coach, it's might have been forward. No.
That's what you're after. Someone to inject that energy and look for work that can contribute to the team. So a completed set of 6. Might not have resulted in a touchdown, but at least they've got from one end to the other, and it's going to mean that the Raiders have to do the same. Good positive touch. There's been no lack of effort defensively from this Metro side, especially through the orange.
Absolutely not. I think they're enjoying themselves a little bit out there. You know, they know what they're up against with this experienced Monaco Raiders team, and they're not backing down to what's in front of them. And for them, they're going to get so much learnings out of no matter what. Oh, great chop there by Lisa. I don't think she thought she was going to either chop the right line or catch the ball, but she did the line, and we just worry about the catch later, I guess.
One of those things they do such a lot of good positive defence through the orange. You don't want it to slack off when they get to the red. It's really easy to get into that mindset of, I'll just roll and just roll. But in that time they didn't, and this is the result. They've got the ball now transitioning out. Cody needs to drive forward here or get some go forward with Jazz. Good pick and a good line there.
Good touch there from Kalea. Lucky touch there from Kalea, I think.
Yeah, she had to
understood.
dive.
Yeah, she understood that. I think that belongs to me, and I should have been there a little bit earlier, but I'll give a dive a go, and it paid off for her. Lucky.
And that's possibly a weakness in her game that Metro have targeted. You know, there's quite often she'll just ball watch almost just for that moment, but it's enough.
This is what we're talking about as well, Lee, getting Jamie on the back end.
This is much better, you know, a rolling setup.
Oh.
Probably the wrong option. I think if Vic had sort of come around and just stepped on the outside, that was 4 on 3 in that instance. But really good drive. I like to see that type of flowing play into a helmet or a sweep versus pulling out and trying to reset and giving the defence that time.
Cody's here will look to get some fresh eggs on. A nice little sit here if they can continue this. And that's where we break down a little bit with going semi-lateral, but it can still pay off here if we find a gate, which Imogen's done quite well, and then we've got Highland on the back end.
That's great from Potts. She's recognised straight through the middle. Everyone else has had a go. She wants to go too, and she's been really successful. So it's really good because she heard the play on call early on Kalusi, I think it was. Let's take a look in the replay.
Yep. So the pre-work there, Tamika makes the touch here. Jamie's coming in and just reaches in and Potts sticks with the play on call and eventually feeds off to her man. So good girl, Highland, and making sure that she utilises her options when she's given opportunities like that.
Yeah, and I think they deserve to be on the board. So it's 4 points to 1 with the Raiders ahead, but not dominating this game as such.
No, not like how Te Waiponamu was earlier on.
No, that's right. So
strong.
Huge improvement from the Metro side. They need to hang in there though.
Oh God, good girl, Chloe. She had to do a lot of work to get through what wasn't really a gap. So good work from Chloe, and just played on.
Good finish too, because it looked really close to Jazz Smith making that touch. So it'll be good to see on the replay here if we manage to catch it.
Jazz
comes up.
High.
Oh no, referee was in the right position. Ball down first. She did make the touch, Jazz Smith, but just a second too late.
Monica Raiders strike back 5 to Auckland Metro's 1, and we've probably got another 10 minutes in the second half to go, Lee.
Yeah, and I was just noticing, you know, Potts is out there again, and because they just don't have many numbers, I feel like she's out on the field for every time I look up. So.
And I feel like that too, but I don't mind that one little. She might mind, but I'm enjoying watching her perform against this experienced Monica Raiders side.
Especially
and even
these three seem to work together really well, don't they?
Yep. Reese Anderson there, she's, you know, they don't care who they're playing against. They just want to play some touch.
They're making the touch out past the 5 there, so Raiders starting to get a lot more cohesive with their goal line defence.
Lise does this quite a lot. She just brings a turn of energy, and that at times is all the team needs. So from her first run in at touch number 1, she's created an energy barrier that everyone else needs to adapt to. And if they're not on her level, then you're kind of below par again. And that's what Lisa's strength is when she's coming out. And again, then you get the luxury. Oh, she was offside.
Oh, very, very lucky there. But to be honest, she had to do that. Otherwise, she was going to be gone. You could sort of see the level of fitness that the Raiders side has is superior. And whether that's because they have more subs in the sub box or, you know, knowing the likes of Jess and Savannah, that they are training fiends. They love their fitness and they train really, really hard, and it's starting to show now in the later end of the match.
That's who we got there. Oh, good little ball there. Girls having a bit of a play around out there. Why not? Well, it's an easier way to catch your breath when the ball's on the ground rather than running backwards, I would say anyway.
Throwing that cheeky huge pass out past the outside line. So, if, you know, the score being 5-1 and Tony in the sub-box there, what do you think he'd want to be getting out of the next 10 minutes of this half?
I really think that he wants his girls to enjoy themselves out there and take away the pressure boundary of having to score a try or having to defend out a set, and he's really giving them the luxury to just get out there and get an experience, and a lot of the time, sometimes that's what our players need, is just the experience factor, rather than us as coaches trying to nullify their game or pinpoint their game and give them work-ons, when sometimes the girls just need to go out there and have a feel around to what suits them and what style they want to utilise.
And that's a good defensive read there. But that's a shame, though. I don't know if I would have given that call. It was just a good touch from Molly.
She's nice and strong in that link arena. I've watched her a couple of times, and she just demands and is quite aggressive, strong, aggressive, and really works hard to assist her middles.
Good defensive win for those girls, and they need to complete the set of 6. Not worrying about scoring at the other end or anything. They just need new legs on, fresh feet, running the ball. This is good from Molly. This is what I really appreciate about her too. When she's really tired, she still finds something to give.
And look, this is still a great set. They're set up here for, unlucky. That was, you could see Potts coming up the back end of that, and she might have had a good go at threatening that Manukau Raiders line as well. So unfortunate there that they couldn't collect that pass and set up a dump for her. And that's...
I was already envisioning.
Yeah, so was I. And that was a good little steal there from Jamie. I think the policy was to go into that link channel, but defensively, Metro lifted really high. So Jamie thought and took that gate that came open anyway.
Possibly just held that too long. I might have given to her just a little bit early and let her have a go.
Yeah.
But again, they've defended them out the Metro side, and it's just playing set by set at this point, especially when you're so tired and you don't have those many legs. That's a lovely drive. This is good transition.
It's a good set. And then you've got Cody coming in, and Molly will set up a good drive.
They could have even fed in there, the less downtime they have, the better. But when you're a bit tired, you don't always see those.
Yeah, no. And you would have liked Cody to take a little bit more ownership in that set there. She'd come on, she was fresh, and she had an opportunity to strike dump or set up a strike dump, even for someone like Jazz.
Yeah, that's right.
But again, Fatigue is a very tough team to play against.
This is a good option from Raiders. First time we've ever seen them
up
go
the middle of the
to
park, eh? Oh, and that's just paid off for them if they can finish off here. And I don't even know if that was the right option.
No, I think they should have just kept going straight through the middle. Whoever's idea that was, great call, because I don't think we've seen that in the game at all.
Yep.
No one's done a simple arrows or a fours. Yep. And by doing that, it's saying to the defensive team, hey, we don't need a sub.
Yeah.
We've got all the energy in the world. If they'd stayed through the middle, someone would have easily got through.
And that was a scoring opportunity as well. I don't think they thought they would have done what they did in that attacking set and thought, shucks, let's just biff this and get rid of it. But a calm head would have been able to utilise it.
This is good defence because it's touch 5 and they've kept them to the halfway line. There's not much that the Metro side can do, but they're going to keep throwing it around. Again, just really completing their sets. Yes, that's a tick.
Yeah.
If they could just get the first 3 touches from that set, past that advantage line or over that advantage line, it'll help them down this end because they're just giving too much field position to the Raiders team. LA driving in.
And that's what we talk about, the phase stuff, Lee. I mean, that was I might try, might get touched, and I might walk back. So it's the energy that these Manukau Raiders are lacking on their attack.
I'd like to see Lydia or Highland go and get them, defensively. Don't let them set up. It's paid off this time, but, they were probably hovering around there for a good 20, 30 seconds, discussing what they were going to do. And if Highland or Lydia put some pressure on them early, it would have stopped their set-up or their play. But they have got the turnover.
I think Metro, with 5 minutes to go, Lee, I think they're really just hoping the clock does its thing over these next couple of sets.
I would say that the percentage, though, of them holding the Raiders off the line when they've been down there has been pretty high. Yep. And I'm sure Tony would take that as a huge win.
Huge win.
Just an angle plant, I think the referee's going to call Tim Lucas on an overstep. That's what that big...
And this is what we need, Manukau Raiders just playing their own style. Yes, Metro are shorter numbers and they don't have that many in the box, but there's no reason that Manukau Raiders need to play that style as well when their box is fully packed on the far end there.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the slowing up. If they're going to set for a specific play and You can sort of see Jamie hovering around there, just that walk-in type set up for a sweep.
Oh,
Beautiful fake.
oh.
But again, I don't know if it's the right setup.
No. We've gone there 3 times, and 3 times we've been unsuccessful of even the catch out wide. So we either come back the other side or we run a different play.
And it's the same scenario we talked about in the first half. The way the wind is going, it's got to be something you talk about when you're deciding what attacking plays to run.
Yep.
You shouldn't be doing those huge passes forward.
Yes. And this is a good transition here from Metro coming up and getting fresh legs on, but a lot of energy here. Is that Reese again there on the ball? Nice little nippy player, but Lisa not letting her go anywhere else.
They're struggling, aren't they, though, to get out of that orange, and it's a lot of running.
Here comes Highland. She looks
Not too
good in.
much.
Oh, great! And then she just
Good option, keeping the ball alive. She's really trying though,
Yep.
Highland, and she's testing those middles, which I don't know if they expect from her.
no, and I think that's what that was Jess Ma that she kind of stepped back, and Jess was probably thinking, oh, she's going to try and take me on the outside. I've got her for all money, and then Highland pulls out a little step back, which is Highland's just good at playing touch and what's in front of her. This is a nice setup here. I'd like to see even an extra check there and go back down the middle channel.
You can see
coming
Tay
up
is
to
sitting there too.
Short side here. Simple play. Good girl, Vic. And that was just simple. Go forward.
It goes to say that most of the touchdowns that come off it and look clean and easy are the ones at the back end of good flow.
Yep.
Lovely pick by Vic there, and
Great
Calais
tackle,
backing
Vic.
her up.
Yep.
Lovely dive.
Puts our score line out, Lee, to 6-1, but it doesn't feel like Manukau Raiders have scored 6 tries and Metro have only scored 1 try. It almost feels like, you could be watching a ball game where it's 6-5, to be quite honest with.
Yep,
with
absolutely.
The energy levels are very different on both teams.
Yeah, and like in the earlier match before when we were watching Barbarians men's, the game seems slower, and I do think the wind has played a factor because they're all running, struggling to run that little bit harder.
Good touch there from Jamie. Cody has that lock on dive, nice low early to the ground, and Jamie read that quite well, anticipated, and lifted off the line to make that touch.
So unsuccessful set there from the tap off, which means the Raiders are going to have to go end to end.
Ashen here in the middle working with Jamie, just going up in the Tamika on the back door.
Here comes Savannah. She's driving across to Lisa Putt. She's going to decide to have a pick. She's been successful today, so wants to have another chance. Beautiful little inline by, who's that there, Jean?
That looked like Hannah. Good old, and Hannah, oh, I'm so happy she scored today. She's been working so hard by pre-season and all the effort that she's put in, so it's good for her to finally come off the back end, and a nice chop line there from Hannah.
And this is just the result of some fatigue finally setting in for this Metro side who have competed well today.
Yeah, I agree, Lee. I think I think Tony will be very proud of. They're a young team, and they're young in age, and they're also young in experience when it comes to this level of touch, Lee. So they definitely have a lot of wins that they've taken out of today's day, to be quite honest.
They're looking to do a link sweep here on Lisa Putt. Again, testing the waters, and for their efforts, they're going to get a repeat set on the line, which is really good in these last stages of the match. They can still chuck with just over 20 seconds to go. They can still put some more points on the board. Good physical touch, though, by Jess Ma. She knows that's what's needed to stop those early quickies.
It'd be good to see Highland have a little bit of, I don't know, maybe a goosey or something in there, something that she'll take them on one-on-one, whatever. Recent, yeah, nice. Oh, good.
Good honesty
dive
from Lisa
Yeah,
Putt, and opportunist try, but hey, it's one nonetheless, and it's another point on the board.
And again, that's another small one there, Lee. And no matter how much you're down, you're still going to try and work to get those little, and those will do them.
That's
good
right.
In the years to come, or any more matches going forward. That you could have 5 seconds left, and if I'm allowed to score try in 5 seconds, and why can't I do it in big matches? And it's big time.
No lack of effort from this Metro side today, and it's good to see that, you encourage your players, especially female players, one-on-one. Why not have a go? Why not try and test this person? Don't think of the team you're versing. Think of the player, the one person in front of you. So well done to the Raiders, though, coming away victorious in the end. I wouldn't say a purely dominant performance, but the job done. Enough done.
Well, what a turnaround, a great game. Game 2 for the Raiders. How are you feeling, Jess?
Really happy with that game and really happy with the girls. We had a slow start in the morning, so we just wanted to get out there and win the grind, which I think we did.
Nice. And you talk about the grind. What else was the difference in the turnaround for today for you guys?
I just think our attitude was a lot better. Everyone wanted to work for each other, and that's what got us over the line in the end.
Nice, and you're definitely in the hot seat as the favourites for this tournament. You had a little bit of a hiccup this morning, but you're always still picked as number 1. What did the morning team throw at you this morning that you weren't used to?
They just came out at us like all guns blazing, and I think we're a bit shocked. And yeah, I think it was good for us, a bit of a kick in the butt, and makes us go back and see what we need to work on for the finals next week.
Oh, totally, and it's a bit of a South Africa call.
Yeah.
All Blacks beat them in the morning, and then they're ready to go and win the finals. Last but not least, mate, you're a role model to our youth out there. You got anything to say to the young ones that have been performing beside you?
I just think they're doing awesome. I think it's a great opportunity for them to get out here and play open women's, like against the best players in our country, and I think it's only going to do better for our sport.
Nice work, and nice words to the young generation of today. We wish you all the best for the tournament. Look forward to seeing you guys in the finals next week, and hope it all goes well for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There you go, folks. There's the leaders on the leaderboard. They're the Raiders. We'll be looking forward to them in the finals next week. Touch.
What a game!
Love your work.
Through Sky Sport Next, these athletes in their sports have the chance to tell their story. We want to inspire more Kiwis to play sport. Together, our goal is to significantly grow the reach and engagement of New Zealand sports.
Touch New Zealand's coverage of the Premier Touch League is brought to you by SAS Sport and One Foundation.